Hey everyone, it's Candace here at Hardinsandhardhats, and today I'm going to show you what got done this week on the new build. So the past 2 days, we have had the electrician and the plumber here doing their finishing touches, which is super exciting. That means that we are like this close to moving into the house. So I think I'm going to start on the inside with the electric work, so let's head in. Okay, we've stepped inside and we should have some little switcheroos done on this. So this originally was like the coach lights outside, but it made more sense for this to be the entry light when you walk in. And then I don't know what all these do now because they've switched them around. And coming into the guest bedrooms, we were having a little bit of difficulty with our lights and our fans. So I need this remote in here. So the problem was we got two identical fans. One remote was working on both lights, and so you couldn't like turn the light off in here and turn it on in there. So let's turn on the light. Okay, the light works as long as this remote from the other room does not control this fan. So, okay, so now let's get this remote and see if it controls this light. Light on, yes, fan on. Okay, nice, okay, I'm gonna turn the fan off. Point this light, remote back over here. Nothing. Okay, we're all good to go as long as we never ever get these remotes switched around. And then here in the master, I actually figured this bad boy out. So this is where the bed will be. So if we want to turn off and on the fan, we use this. So the reason I'm explaining this is because this is a universal remote. So for the longest time, we weren't sure if this fan was gonna work because we didn't know if the universal remote would attach to it. So now we know, and it does everything we need to. There's a lot of fancy buttons on here. I feel like we're just gonna use these two. And then back in the living room area, we have some more switches. These two, I believe, should be the fan or the light. So I'm gonna leave those on, and then we're gonna turn around, use our new remote, light, fan. Whoa. But isn't the ceiling fan so pretty? It makes the ceiling kind of feel shorter though, because it's like something is like coming at you, but it's really nice. Okay, then out here, now both of these fans work, which they did not before. I have two different remotes, so I'm going to, oh, that was this one. Okay, and fan on high. And then that one over there, I can turn that light off, turn that fan on high, turn the light back on, fancy. But the weird thing about this fan is there's different lights. So you click it, that's like a cold light. There's your warm light. And then that's like a in-between light. So we have two different remotes. I don't know where we're gonna put these, or screw them onto the wall or something so that we can control them. But I guess it's kind of cool because if somebody wants this, you know, over here, or maybe if there's like a fire or something, you could not turn that on, and then you can still have like a flow air circulation. So I don't know, I'm sure we'll come up with some reason to use the remotes separately. Okay, we're gonna flash forward. It is nighttime. We know that this works. Now, back to this panel. So this is the front entry light here, okay? And this one controls, oh, wait for it. And this one controls, oh, it's a different color. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Let's do it. Red, orange, green, yellow, blue, cyan, purple, and white. Oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing ever. So anyways, we have really cool rope lighting now in our box ceiling. I'm super impressed, very exciting, love it. All right, we are back for another day of progress. We've been working a lot this weekend, so I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you what we've got done so far. Okay, first you can see we have Christmas lights. John was the bravest man alive yesterday. He got on this lift and lifted himself up to that 22-foot peak. Was pretty scary and insane. He still does have some difficult work to do because he hasn't done this peak over here, but he doesn't have to use the lift. He has to use the ladder and climb on the roof, which is also scary. So we have a lot of Christmas decorations up, and if you can see, we have some cedar stain. So these two poles on the end are not stained yet, but the two middle are. It is the same color that we did in the backyard to cover up the orange, but this is just one coat on the natural cedar. So it looks a lot better. I'm really digging the color and I'm really excited about it. And John is going to tell us about the irrigation that is like halfway done, maybe?
So they came in yesterday and they did the irrigation. And actually I think that they are done with the irrigation, but they're still running the drains. So over there you can see all that dirt tore up.
Oh.
They've got the trench dug and they're going to run the drains all the way down and out the street. So that way if any water gets in between the house, it'll drain into that and then drain all the way out.
So it won't look like this all under the yard?
This right here is going to be for a flower bed.
Oh.
And so you can see there where all the brown hoses, that's a drip line. So what that does is it sits underneath the mulch and then it just slowly drips out at like the base of the flowers. Versus like spraying, but then you have a bush and it's just spraying into the bush and it can't hit the rest of it.
So then where's the sprinklers?
So the sprinklers for the rest of the yard are these little sprinkler heads. This little head pops up and then begins to spray water. And then whenever the sprinkler turns off and the water pressure goes away, it pops down.
What? That's so weird. Never had an irrigation system before, so learning all the things.
Yep.
So that is what got done this week on the new build. Once again, very close to moving in. However, we did fail our final inspection, which is like the certificate of occupancy to where we can actually move in. So not as close as we thought. But John has been working on some other stuff like a pathway to the attic. One of our drains wasn't flowing properly, and so he's working on those little checklist items in order to get re-inspected and pass that inspection. So definitely we'll be back next week because we have to fix all that stuff before we can move in. So we will see you then, and as always, happy housing from the Hardins.